My dad was in the Air Force. He's also a surgeon, and we moved around a lot. So I started out, I think I lived in 8 states my first 8 years of my life. When I was about 8, 9 years old, we moved to Los Angeles from Iowa. So going from Iowa, where all my family's raised, to Los Angeles, where we knew no one. My dad started his practice out there. He was out of the Air Force at that point. And I grew up watching him be a successful surgeon in Los Angeles. I ended up pursuing a business degree. Despite him being a surgeon, he encouraged both my sister and I to look at other things. And so I went and got a business degree in San Diego, and I worked there for a while afterwards, and I did some finance, and I also did some internships that involved taking care of some people in San Diego that didn't have resources that a lot of us do. And I think that whole scenario brought it full circle for me. There's more to it than that, but I wanted to come back and give medicine a chance. I was really lucky that I trained at Colorado, and we had lectures, we had grand rounds every Wednesday, and there were a couple doctors from Panorama. We all knew Panorama was a great group at the university, but what would happen is they would come over and give lectures to us at our grand rounds. They would come and let us operate with them. I was always fascinated that a guy in private practice who doesn't have to do that at all would take the time to teach. So I called them up and I investigated, and I found out about Ortho Colorado, their hospital that they were developing. I found out the way they run their surgery centers, and I thought, this is literally the most well-run practice in the city. I wanted to do something where you had people that were actually pretty healthy, and they got injured and they wanted to get back to their healthy state. I thought that literally orthopedics is the most ideal piece of medicine or practice of medicine that's out there for me. Foot and ankle, though, is also really interesting because it is what we walk on, and there is no break from it. If you injure it, you suffer. And so we get a lot of people that come in that have biomechanical deformities of the foot or ankle, and they can't walk. So my fellowship that I did out in California was focused on these deformities where people had biomechanical issues that were significant, and such as a flat foot or a club foot or cerebral palsy, or things that these kids, there's no way they're going to walk unless you can rebuild it. And I think that's a big part of my practice now. I'm married. I have a wonderful wife. I have 3 kids. And if you ask me what I like to do, I like to be with my family. So when I leave here, when I go home, that's my choice. And if I can incorporate things that I like to do, hobbies that I like to do with them, that's perfect. So I'm a runner. If I don't run at least 3 to 4 times a week, I'm pretty stressed out, pretty frustrated, and so that helps me alleviate my stress. My son and I are going to do a half marathon this summer. I like to snowboard. All 3 of my kids went from skiing to snowboarding this winter, and I guess it's choices like that that if you said, what do you want to do? That's what I want to do. I like to travel with my wife, and so we try to, when we can, get away for a weekend here and there. That's perfect for me.